Good day, folks. It's Key of W back with more Artisan of Glimmith. Not surprising, apparently the only thing I do on this channel is this game. I'm back here at the Bricky area. Now, last time I was here, I was getting very frustrated, and I couldn't quite put my finger on why. This is, again, earlier I hadn't really come to the conclusion that the game is pretty cagey about, or at least not cagey, it kind of just straight up lies to you about how hard it is. But I just found this rule not really satisfying. So I'm prepared to have a day of just unsatisfying puzzles, and I'll complain about it, yada yada. I actually had someone comment on the last video I did of this, which is, I think, a smarter thing than I have ever said about Bricky. Someone who mentioned, and sorry, I don't have the video up. I don't remember. I'll post something about it, I guess, to say thanks for the tip. But it just felt like the Bricky rule. So what it is, first of all, is the idea that you can't have a point where four borders meet. Is that it was a rule that ended up feeling really good as sort of a guiding principle, but not as a limiting one. Or maybe I got that backwards. My apologies. But the idea that if I'm doing a puzzle that has a different rule and I have to accommodate the brickiness of it or the non-brickiness of it, then it's an interesting sort of twist. But if I have to focus on the brickiness, then it ends up kind of falling apart. And I think that's a smarter way of saying what I was doing. It ended up feeling like it was so micromanagey when I was focusing on this. And I don't think that's necessarily like a design thing. I'm not saying this like, devs, you're so dumb, why would you make this rule? It's more like, logically it's fine, just practically it ends up being a pain in my ass to do. So if I complain today, it's a day ending in Y. So size separation means these folks can't be next to each other. There we go. We also got to do the same thing here. Okay, that one's just done. This one's just done. And so now, like, I don't see an obvious bricky moment. So this three's got to come out. Well, that's done. Would this be a problem? I don't know. Would this be a problem? No, but it might not be the answer. Oh no, size separation. If I put some here, I have that. So I do in fact have to do that. So we're gonna have that. This can't be a 1, or this can't be a 2 or a 3. Could it be a 4? It could be. There's nothing says we have to have smaller than 4. This would be a problem because we'd have 2 1s or we'd have a 2. So we have to do that. This could, if this was a single, we'd have to have a 4 here. But if this is part of a 4, we'd be okay. This has to be at least 4, right? So here's why. If this is 1, then what do we put here? We'd have a 1, a 2, and a 3. We'd have to put at least 4. But if this is bigger than a 1, it's going to touch this spot, and then it can't be a 1 or a 2 or a 3, and it must be at least 4. So this spot must be at least this. That's logic. That's how that works. Do we do this? Do we do this? Do we do this? Do we do this? What do we do? Oh, hold on. Here's a spot where we brickiness. We can't have that. Okay. I was thinking for a second, I haven't even used this rule. But this puzzle's working out for me because I'm focusing on these, and the brickiness is just, coming in every once in a while. It isn't the focus of the puzzle. I don't know what to do from here. I don't know why would this be wrong? This would be tricky because it would force me to put these two together, but it wouldn't do... Actually, hold on. If I did this, now brickiness does come into play. We'd have to put a wall here, but we couldn't put one there, so these two would go together, but they couldn't be part of the 3. So they'd have to be a 4, and it would just be fine. It would just be fine. It would just be fine. That's all it would be. It would just be fine. Fine puzzle. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I should probably stress, because when I complain, it is not always a complaint about how everyone else is stupid, even if I'm having a bad time. I should stress the difference between I don't like this and I really think this is bad. And sometimes those two go together, sometimes they don't. I'm not really a fan of Bricky, but I can't say definitively that it's inherently bad. Well, we know that we got to do this kind of stuff here, I guess. But we don't have size separation, so what is the purpose of this, aside from to force us? Gotcha. And we also have 27 in here. 16 plus 7 is 23, so we have some leftover spaces. Are there? So these spots need to go together. Let me just put these together. We can't put a wall there. So these four gotta go together. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on a second. These all gotta go together. And these gotta go, okay. Oh dear. Okay, these all gotta go together. But we can't do this? Yeah. Do we just do this? Do we just hold on? We've already got 16. Do we just it would actually have to be this piece and then there, and then we would put like this here. That's bricky. No, I was just guessing in the center. I've got 15 here. It can't be this piece because we'd have brickiness. So this piece would have to go in. So maybe the 7 has to go around this sort of way. Oh, not there though. Oh, this has to be like that. That's bricky though. This is not. That's it. That's kind of an interesting one. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Interesting little twist on that. There's so many bricky puzzles. There's just so many of them here. 3 and 4, all right. Got 3s and 4s. We got to block these off then, which means we can't. And we got to do that. And we got to do this. This space here, that could be part of the 4. Let's try to think, is it its own space? This 4 could go around this way, or it could come up. It's got a lot of options here. Let me bring this up. Yeah, now this is a puzzle that's sort of the opposite, where it feels like the way to go forward is to specifically look at this, and that it's very micromanaged. I'm looking at every individual point, and it's just very tedious to do this. So it ends up feeling bad, even though it's not wrong. Like, it's not like the puzzle is illogical. It's just that it feels like the version of a pixel hunt, this game's version of a pixel hunt. And pixel hunts just are generally not fun. So these have to belong to the 3 and the 4, I know. I just don't know in what order. I guess if this belongs to 3 and 4, I should probably be smarter about this. That means I do have to put a wall here and there. And then this has to be a new unit. This has to be a 3. Let me just make all 3s green for a second. Oh no, I don't have size separation. I don't need to care if I put 2 things next to each other. Right, I have to do this because the 3s... Right, these spots can't be new regions because of range, and the 4 can't take them both. So the 3 has to take one of them. That does this, which means that I no longer can have brickiness there. Right, this is required now. I hope. Feels right. I can't have a wall there. That much I can see. So I gotta have this here, which means I can't be on this side, so I have to move up. And then I can't take either of these pieces because I leave an orphan cell there. So let's put a guy right over there. This piece now can't move to the left because we create an orphan cell. So we just got to go straight up. Brickiness happens there. And not on my watch, it doesn't. There's probably another obvious move I'm missing. This piece doesn't have to be part of the 4. It could be part of its own thing. This space here has got to belong to 3 or 4, but I'm not sure which. If it belongs to 4, then this is 3. If it belongs to 3, then this is 4. Either that's 4 or that's 4. Oh, I see. If this is 4, then this can't be 4. It's got to be 3. So the 4's can come down. We have a problem. So that's not 4. There we go. Not even dealing with bricky. Thank goodness. I don't know. I just, it feels good to make logical deductions that have nothing to do with this shit-ass rule. That means this is the 3. So this got to be 4. Well, that doesn't have to be. We can do this, right? No, we can't. Because if we bring the 4 down, we have to bring it all the way down. So it doesn't go all the way down because we can't fill that in. So it's got to be both of those. But that's bricky, right? Not if I do this. It's not. Do we have liftoff, Captain? This has to be at least 3, so let's get it started. Different color. Something that's not quite the same as what I've got going on here. This would be bricky. I see that much at least. So 3s and 3s. We can't have this be straight line because we have a brickiness violation. So I think we have this other way around. There we go. That's fine. Like, I don't hate every puzzle here. I just tend to end up feeling at best sort of meh. Which is, you know, you can't win them all. There's 7 billion puzzles in the game. You can't win them all. Okay, well, mismatch is going to be fun here. I do like mismatch as a rule. Max of 4. Well, the remaining space has got me 24. So let me think about what's there. I'm going to do some just basic addition. 24 spaces left. Well, we're going to do -2 because that's your domino. So you got 22 left after the domino. Well, we're going to take both our triominoes out. So that's -6. That gives us 16, which means we fit in 4 tetrominoes. And I think we have to do that. I think it's got to be a domino plus this, plus that, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. The only way we have this different, the only way that it's different is if we have 5 tetrominoes, because we can't add any more of this or that, and we can't be larger than 4. The only piece missing from here is the 5th tetromino. But if we add that, we have to remove 4 from here, which we can't do. So I think this is what we're going to do. So I just don't know which pieces are going to go where. That can't happen. So we're going to put a wall, or not a wall there. We're going to put this as something. And that's what it is. It's something. This one has to be at least 2. This one has to be at least 2. And this one has to be at least 2. There. So what to do? We can have this as a domino or an elbow. Elbow puts a bit of a constraint on here because I would have to move something in there. Hold on, if I made this an elbow, this piece now has to be the domino, which means I'd have to move this piece in. And we'd have to have an L shape somewhere. No, this creates brickiness. It would be here. This creates brickiness. So no, this is the domino. Right? I'm going to work that logic again in case you missed it. I don't know. I feel like I was following it, but only partially. I know these all have to be at least 2 because we have the mismatch here. If I make this the elbow piece, we don't have an elbow piece anymore, right? But I have brickiness right here. I can't have that if I put walls here. So I have to close with one of these 2. If I bring this one up, it can't move any further. It can't take over this section because maximum of 4. So we'd have 2 elbows here. So we have to move this one in. Now, trouble is this is bricky, so we have to do that. But this is also bricky, so we can't do it. Therefore, domino goes there. Now, one of these 2 pieces moves in. Just don't know which one. This piece can bend just fine. Also go up there just fine. I should also pay attention to the fucking puzzle. There's this right there I should watch out for. And there's also... Hold on, let me do this. Put the orange one here. There's also that. There's brickiness potential there. I should actually be watching. That's the other thing is, like, it's easy for me to miss, which makes me feel dumb, right? I just feel dumb because I should have seen that earlier. So when I notice this, I don't go, aha, I spotted it. I go, that was staring me in the face and I didn't see it. I must be a dumbass. Not my favorite feeling to have in a puzzle. So now we definitely have to move one of these in because we have, we can't have dominoes. So this is our triomino. This now is, this can't be a domino. We have it there. This can't be a triomino piece. So it's got to be an L shape. So our L shape is taken care of. That means this could be an elbow, or it could be a T shape, or it could be an S shape. But either way, we can't put a wall here because then it was a domino or a triomino. So we got to have that move. This can't be a triomino, so we've got to move it here for sure. What do we do now? This can just happen. It's fine. If I do this, it's just done. It's just the puzzle. Okay, that's just the... Ah, man. I was having a good time all of a sudden, and then it's over. It's just, I saw it. I saw the answer. It's not like seeing the answer is bad. It just means that I don't get to enjoy solving the puzzle. It's just, there it is. That's what you do. Okay. Most 3. That's going to be tricky. What do I do with that? Well, I know I have... Straightaway is either going to be this. Oh, hold on. At most 3. This straightaway... Nah, it just forces me to make that straightaway. And this straightaway would force that one. But there's nothing to say they aren't both like this. There is something to say that, right? No, there isn't. It's maximum, not minimum. So I can totally have a domino in there just fine. So... What? Do... Yeah, this difficulty's taunting me because it's saying it's not that hard. Like, so far it isn't, but I'm looking at it going like, I don't immediately see anything, which is weird because like the 6s and 7s will often give you a first move and then you have to figure it out from there, whereas this just give me nothing. Unless, of course, I'm just stupid, which is very possible given that this is a Palisade puzzle, which I struggle with. Is there a way to do this corner that tells me anything? Not immediately. Let's see. Did I notice any spot that was bricky immediately? That might just be it. I gotta find a spot that's immediately bricky, but I don't see it. Like if I did this, you'd have to do this, and this isn't bricky, is it? If I block these in. Ah, I think I see why this doesn't work. Because now here this is bricky and that's bricky, but we can't do this. So I think that's the move. I think that's the move. I gotta make this go up and down. If that's the case, these can't be. So we have to have our dead end come out this way. And then do I have another bricky moment? That's fine. That one also we have to move out. Okay, what else do I get from that? Do I break the puzzle by doing this? Let's guess. No. No? No, it's not an immediate break. Do I break it the other way? No. I'm looking for bricky, and I'm not good at finding it. I could put a wall here just fine. It means I can't put one there. Is there something that breaks it here? No, it doesn't quite break it. That does. That does. Okay. Actually, we can't bring the we can't bring the corner in this way. There it is. Can't bring the corner in this way. Found it. That's what this is for, I guess. If we bring the corner in this way, we have to put a wall here. And then we have to put a wall either there or there. So we have to put a wall there, meaning this corner now has to go out to the left. Which means I still can put a wall here. But it kind of feels safer if I don't. So I put a wall here. Actually, hold on a second. I can put a wall there, but I can't put one there now. There's just no way to put a wall there. Yeah, that's what I gotta do. So I can't put a wall here now. This has to just be a domino. Okay, I think I'm getting it. We can't have a wall there or there, so we have to have a nice 3-piece right there. Can't have anything in that spot. So we'll just do this over here. Now I can't bring this over because then we have an orphan cell. We can't be anything larger than 3. We have brickiness and orphan cell, so we have to have a domino there. It means this can't move in because we have bricky and an orphan cell. So we have to have another domino here. Kind of seems like that's just the way it is. This has to be its own thing, but it has to be a triple, which means we can't have a wall there. Yeah, that's just the answer. That's what that is. This, we're not sure yet about anything. This would cause an... Oh, no, we can't do that because it's dead end there. I should have known that. These two have to be separate. Can I bring this over? Probably. Or I can bring it up. I don't know. I've got to find some brickiness problems here. I know with this one, either of these directions doesn't cause brickiness. This looks like it's gonna, but it doesn't. probably think about this piece. If I move it over, I would force my thing to be like, I would force that move and then we'd have bricky, right? Because I couldn't do this because then we'd have an orphan cell. No, orphan cell is fine, actually. Orphan cell is fine. We just don't want an orphan cell that causes brickiness, and this doesn't cause brickiness, does it? Well, I guess I should probably, instead of thinking of this orphan cell, if I move this over at all, I create this, right? It has to be double, which means I can't have this. Ah, that will set up this straight away properly. Because if I go up and down now, I have brickiness. Okay, there it is. There's the brickiness. These can't be there, so we have another issue of that. This has to be at least 2 because it is a dead end. So there's that. And then it can't be this because that's bricky. So we've got to do this here. And now down on this side, we got to cut those together. And then we just have to put these together. Is that right? What am I missing? Oh, there's an individual cell right in there. Okay. That was kind of a slog, but it was a good puzzle, I guess. Precision. They're all 3s, no brickiness. Well, these got to come out for sure. One of them's going to move into that spot. We also got this guy coming out. There. This piece here, this corner piece, has to be a 3. It can't be a straightaway, so it's got to be an elbow. Here's a way to do it. That's an orphan cell. That leaves an orphan cell, so it is, in fact, like this. Which means these two have to go together. They can't be part of the blue. We can't do that, so this is the shape. Do I have any other pieces that are like, here's the answer, look at me? This is still possible. This is not possible. That's bricky. You're not allowed to do bricky. People go to jail for less. So this is a new piece here, and it has to move down. This is possible if I go like that. Because if I don't, I have brickiness here, right? But I can always just do this. Don't know. This is fine. This is fine. There's a new section here. This can't be the teal, the purple, or the red. But I don't know where it goes from there. Could I block it off this way? That's fine. I block it here. If I forced it up this way, I would have this going on. Which would force another move out here. Does this cause anything? This is I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess land. I should stop doing that. Is there brickiness I'm not seeing? If I moved this over, I don't see a problem. I do see a problem. I can't put a wall there now, so these two would go together, right? Hold on, I got it. These two go together, and then the puzzle's just done. Nope, that's bricky. Okay, there we go. So from there, it's not good because I just guessed it. If I did this, I would have to go this way. Nah, that's it. Can't do that. Can't do that. That's what that is. So we have to bring this in. These are part of the same unit. There. That just didn't feel good. It was dull. Precision 4. The bricky puzzles also, it feels like the difficulty is completely untethered from reality. Like, I should not be on puzzles with difficulty 2 going, wait, hold on, do I do this, do this? Well, how do I work this out? That's how I should be doing 5s, 6s, and 7s, right? Just completely unmoored from experience entirely. Okay, those have to be part of a together thing. They all have to be 4s, so I know for sure that's got to come out. This has to come out. Let's make it a different color. Is it part of the red? Or these are the same thing? We don't know. Science can't explain. These two have to go together. We could have those all could be. This green now does either have to connect here or there. Because if it doesn't, then it moves this way and the red is in trouble. Because either red comes out and they do this, or this is here. Is there any other way to like figure out Bricky's stuff? That has to be a different unit. That can't, these all have to be, okay, so this has to be a different unit, which means what? We can't have that piece because we have an orphan. So that comes out. Again, I'm looking at this difficulty going, the game is lying to me. We can't have a shape like that, but it doesn't really tell much. These two have to go together. But that's not a huge revelation. Because we can make this, or we can do that. These have to go together. These can't be connected, because now what do I do with this piece? If these are connected, we have an orphan, but if not, then we have a problem. So these are separated. This blue can't come down. This is fine over here. It's just up here, what do? We have to make this here. And now, whatever we do, we have an orphan cell somewhere. So that's blocked. The blue's got to come out this way, which means it has to be here. This is the red. We'll say it's the green, so it's different from this orange. This is now coming out. This can't move over at all. So we have to have this piece like so. This is here. Red has to go into here, because if it doesn't, if we have a new space here, then red, if this isn't a red, we have to do that. So that is in fact red, then blue has to be here, orange. There it is. Yeah, it felt it was more effort than I expected, so I ended up disappointed with that. How about now? This is just what it's going to be today. It's just going to be me looking at a screen going, the whole time. That's what it's going to be. Threes. All right. Well, we can't have that happen, so we do have to put those two together. I'm going to have another scenario here. Those got to go together. These got to go together. But it's going to be two separate units here. And that's all the gimmies. Right? Like, I expect to think a little harder on a 4, but it doesn't immediately show me why it's different than the 2s. We find out a way to not be bricky here. Well, definitely not this piece. That's brickiness, so that's blocked. This is totally fine, and this is also totally fine, so I didn't get very far with that. Do I need to put these two together? I don't think so, because I can always do that. I can put a wall there. I can also put a wall here just fine, so I don't get anything without it. This piece right here has got to extend to the right, because it's either this piece or it's like that or that. Either way, it always takes that. Now, obviously, we can't do that, but we couldn't do it for the precision rule, too. So one of these two pieces goes in. So which one is it? Yeah, this is a pixel hunt. This is just a pixel hunt. It's really not fun. So I'm just thinking there has to be like another spot that looks bricky, but I don't see a spot that looks bricky. Oh, here it is. There it is. See, like, I don't know what it is. Am I stupid? This is hard for me to see. I'm sure there's somebody out there playing this game who's like, that was obvious, you dumbass playing this. Why are you complaining when it's so obvious? But it feels like such a pixel hunt to look for these. And I cannot possibly believe that in however much playtesting these people did internally and with, you know, beta testers, whatever, with their whole list of special thanks, that nobody said, this feels like a pixel hunt. Nobody said that anywhere in the testing of the game, or someone did say that and the developer said, shut the hell up, we're making it anyway. Like, I just can't believe it. It's baffling to me. All right, we know that's bricky, but like, it's not helping me with this. Let's just put a spot in there. Can I go here? No, I can't. That's bricky. That one at least I can see. That one didn't take too much work. Can I go this way? No, that is also bricky. So we go in this way, we go in that way. Awesome, we got that figured out. This piece comes out. We have to because of other rules that are forcing my hand. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, I don't know yet. This is fine. This is... Well, if I went this way, I would have to... yeah, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. This is actually a much more clever thing than I would have guessed. If I put this here, I got to put a new space here, right? And brickiness. We can't do that. Boom. Which means these two go together. What else does it mean? Since I know that's just bricky on its own, I should probably just fill it in. And we have another corner thing going on here like this. We got to figure out how to disambiguate that. We've got to have a piece here that goes out this way. Right? Because this piece can't reach down to that area. So it's a new section, and whatever the section is moves to the left. I know brickiness caused here, but we already know one of these pieces moves in and takes care of that. Does this cause a problem? I don't see it. Oh, hold on. I have to look elsewhere. I have to look here. There's a brickiness there. I can't move this down. It creates brickiness. So that is, in fact, disambiguated. So we got a nice piece down here. Excuse me, my voice is going. As you can tell, I'm screaming at the TV. We got something going on in there. There's a piece here. It's got to move that way. One of these goes in. Could be this way. Does this just not have brickiness? Does this just work? I think this just works. Yeah, it just works. Oh my god, there's still like 20 of these? I'm probably not going to do it all in one video. I've already been at this for half an hour. All regions must be straight lines. Okay, so these are given to us. Huh, do I have brickiness anywhere? Yeah, I think the challenge is, after getting this, we don't really have a lot of forward direction. I know we can't have more 3s in here, so what do we have? This sort of thing? Right? We gotta have 2, right? Along this, we have to have at least 2 pieces, because we can't have it be a 1. But we can't have just... We can't have a 1 and a 4. A 1 and a 4 looks like this, and that's called brickiness. And that gets you sent to jail. A 1 and a 4 on this side causes the same problem. So it can't be a 2 and a 3 because we have mingle shape stuff. So we have to have 1s and 2s because we can't have a 4 and we can't have a 3. So 1s and 2s, the only way to do it is in fact this way. I actually feel pretty smart for seeing that. If that is the correct answer, I'm not 100% sure. That's actually pretty cool. I'm going to give whoever made this puzzle a kiss on their beautiful lips with permission because that was beautiful right there. This has to be 1 or this has to be 1. Don't know which direction this will go, right? Like if this is a 1, this is a 2. And I forgot about mingle shape. So this is a 1. This has to be at least a 2. It can't be because that's bricky, so this is in fact a 4. Which is going to put a 2 here? Yes, if we put a 1 here, we have a mingle shape violation. So that's 2, that's 1. Now here, we can't do this. We're going to have a 1 and a 2. So the question is which one takes which? No, maybe I've broken the puzzle. No, hold on. I'm stupid. I'm not doing it this way. I'm doing 2 singles, and then I'm putting something in here. And I can't put a 1 or a 3, so it's a 2 or a 4. And the thing is, if I put a 2 here, I can't put a 3 here, and I can't put a 1 here because then it's going to... I was going to say 4 and 2 makes the best bet, but... Like if I put 4 here, right? And then I put a couple of 2s, and then I put a 1. Wouldn't that just finish the puzzle? It does. That was actually really good, and it felt like a 4. Props to this one. It worked out really well. The first bricky puzzle I've actually felt pure joy in solving. It took 38 bricky puzzles to get there, but I'm happy that we got there in the end. Elbows and really long L pieces. Okay. Let me just start by filling in what's gotta be here. And then we just, these are guaranteed moves. Okay, that was it. Ah, this one right here. This can't be a big L point. It could be big L point the other way, though. Like, what did we learn? Nothing. Oh, no, we did. We did learn something. This is actually bricky right here. So this is a regular elbow piece, and it isn't here? No, we could just still block that off. It's a regular elbow piece is all we know. It could go this way. It could go that way. Is there anything preventing this from being... No, we could still have an L shape there. This one can't be a big L. This one has to be an elbow. We don't have to worry about mingle shape, thank the Lord for that. This piece has to come out. Can't bring it that way. In fact, hold on. Now that I probably should have seen this one from a mile away. We do have to do this. We're going to make this purple. All right, so now this has to go together. And if I were to put a wall here, it'd be fine. I could do this. If I were to put a wall here, if I had to move this down, oh, and we actually can't move that down any further. Because if I move this down further, we're saying it's part of the long L, but we don't have a space for the long L, so we do have to block this out and do this, which means this can't go down. It means this has just got to be a regular elbow. Now this one could be a regular, it could be an L piece, we're not sure. Here, if the elbow is completed, I'm going to make it a dark blue. This piece can't go, because then we're saying it's the long L, so we have to do it this way. This is complete. And then do I have any more brickiness problems? This has to come out, but we don't know does it go all the way up. Don't know that yet. No brickiness here, please. That's got to be something. We getting somewhere? I don't know. Can I break the puzzle this way? No. I break the puzzle here. There's just no way to stick things in there. No, there is. There's that. This, well, if it's the long L, it has to be this way. Can't be that way, but this could be the short one. Could this work? Yeah, because now you just do this. And it just all fits together, I think. At least it looks that way. I don't see any brickiness by doing that. And does it work if I do it this way? There's got to be brickiness happening in here that I don't see. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. If I move this up, what happens? This, this can't be a big L. Should have looked at that, because now we have this. Doesn't fit. That's a regular L, which means we have a new piece here. It's not part of this one. This way, this way. This can't go up into there. Can it be a long L? Because the long piece can't go there, and it can't go that way. So this is a short L. So the question is which piece is missing? Not that one. Is it this piece, or is it that piece? Do I know? So far, so good. Doesn't look bricky to me. I can't tell. Brickiness is hard for me to spot. Like, as far as I know, that's all good. If I look somewhere else, maybe I'll get some help. That's, oops. That's got to be there. this is fine. It just means I can't put a piece there, but it's possible I just come all the way out and take care of that problem. Yeah. Hold on. Ding dong. These two have to go together. Which means this has to be part of it, so it's part of a big L. And it can't go down that way. It's got to be here. It's this part of another big L. These come up. So this can still happen as long as I bring this all the way up. Totally fine. If this comes out, that still works. No, hold on. Nah, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. All right. I can't bring this out as a big L because I'm going to force a small L. This looks bricky, but it's not. I bring it up, and this is bricky. We can't do that. This just can't be a big L anyway. So that's got to be a little one, which makes this a big L. That's a regular one. This can't go that way. That's brickiness, so it's got to go that way. Over here has got to be a regular L. If it's a big L, then what do I put in there? So I think we have to have a regular one here, and then the regular one there, and then a regular one there. Okay, so these two have to go together. Let's make these my completed colors. These have to go together. Which means this can't move up, because it's saying it's part of the long L, so that's blocked. Does this go any further? If it goes further, it's the whole thing, which doesn't work. So we actually have a regular L there, which means we can't have that. This has to go this way, which means it isn't on those, so we have to take these spots. And I think we just have a bunch of little L's. Except this one's big, like that. And that's good. That's fine. That was an interesting one. I mean, I was able to get through that one without guessing, so I feel good about that. It wasn't as good as the one before that, which had the clever move that I felt like such a genius for finding, but whatever. O's and dominoes. Brickiness. Okay, first things first. We can't have this happen. That's brickiness here. Can we have this way? No, because it's brickiness there. So we can't move to the right. We got to move to the left. Can't move down. That's brickiness. So we got to move up this way. That is where we start. And that's all we get. That's all that happens. So what do I do here? If this was a 2x2, we would have brickiness. So it is not a 2x2. That's a domino. Going this way would also create brickiness. We have to do this. Makes this a domino in some capacity. This, well, if this was a thing, we'd have problems anyway. These two pieces have to go together, and they can't be part of an O shape, so there's that. This piece has to be a domino. Domino, 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 domino. So far, so is it all dominoes all the way down? These pieces have to go together. But I don't know anything more than that. I just know they go together. These pieces go together. These pieces go together. Let me give a piece. I don't know what they are. These pieces go together. These two go together. If I make this happen, what do I put here? We have a problem. So this is in fact, we do in fact have at least two of the O shapes. Yeah, these two have to go together for sure. Does this cause a problem? Yeah, if this isn't an O shape, this is a domino shape. We have another domino here, and we have a brickiness concern. That's that. This means domino forced there, there, and there, and there. Is it all dominoes now? This can't be an O shape because it'll create brickiness here, so it's a domino, 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 wrong. O shape is here. O shape, domino. That's fine. It has been a little while, so I'm actually going to stop here with some of these puzzles. There's just, is that right? There's still 12 to go before I hit the gilding of this window? Yeah, let's do a non-bricky puzzle, something a little bit different. No. Let's not jump around. Let's not jump around right now. I'm just going to hold off on this. Because it's going to be way too long if I do this all in one video. I'm going to pause here. Man. Those puzzles were better than the last time I was here, I think, but they still really just feel very tedious to get through. So my apologies that I made all of you watch that. I don't know. Maybe it's just not interesting to watch tedious puzzles like this, or maybe you love bricky puzzles and the logic just works out for you. I would love to like dissect your brain to figure out what could cause a person to love that, but okay. But I'll come back to this some other time when I feel like doing that again, because I just feel exhausted. I feel exhausted from doing those puzzles. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, and goodbye.